Welcome back, everyone, to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. As we continue our playthrough as the German Empire, we are still currently at war with the British, and we are going to be bringing a couple of our battleships. This is our König class refitted battleship, two of those, and they're going to be going up against 4 British destroyers. So this should be an interesting fight. Speed and torpedoes versus firepower. Let's see what happens. All right, we were spotted pretty quickly by the enemy. I'm going to slow down because it's going to give me some better accuracy. Accuracy is going to be tough, especially when they're firing their smoke. Because these are fast, maneuverable ships that do not like to play nice with big guns that fire slowly. So good news is we do have 4 and 5-inch guns, as well as a 9, and then just the one big 13-inch gun on the rear. And you can see the accuracy, none of them are higher than 4% right now. What we got to hopefully do is avoid his torpedoes till he runs out. Ooh, there's a hit. Looks like he's got a 1.5 kilometer range on the torpedoes. So he's actually pretty close to range already. Oh, but we just landed a big hit and took out the first ship right away. That is beautiful. Man, if we can do that a few more times, we'll be okay. So what's crazy is this guy sank so fast that he's still moving as he's sinking. Kind of crazy. I did put a torpedo in the water. I don't know what we were expecting would happen with that torpedo, but they did put one in the water, so... Vortigern is now turning, so we'll start turning around this sinking destroyer here. There's another big hit on Vortigern. They're done. That's 2 down. So far, so good. We're not letting him get in torpedo range on us, and now he can't fire smoke again for a little while. 16, 18%, up to 20%. It's actually our small guns that don't really have the accuracy right now. He is starting to circle in a little closer, though. I'm going to start turning the other way and try to keep some distance between us. Try not to let him get into torpedo range. But that does mean my guns are going to have a little trouble for a minute here, but that's okay. Oh, now he's starting to turn too. All right, let's go after the Warren. Since he came our way, the other one turned off the other way. We've got a 3 kilometer range on torpedoes, but there's no chance a battleship's going to nail a destroyer with a torpedo from this distance. Not that we're not going to try. As you can see, there's no chance that thing hits him. But our big guns are up to 50% chance to hit, so more accurate than I expected. All right, while I was paying attention to the Warren, Oldenburg got a nice hit on the Unity. So this is going really, really well, as long as we can keep him at a distance. Because my accuracy is much better than I anticipated. We just need to land one good big gun hit. We're still getting our aiming down. Oh, there it is. Beautiful. That went perfectly. We suffered next to no damage at all on our 2 battleships. Took out 4 destroyers. We lost 8 men, 8 crew, probably from some small guns that hit us. 1,700 victory points versus 1 for him. Beautiful. All right, this should be interesting. We're going up against 2 British battleships and 2 heavy cruisers. We've got a Kaiser Barbarossa refitted ship, and then a Bismarck and a Kaiser Wilhelm der Grosse unrefitted ship. So it's really only 1 decent battleship, and none of these are my Dreadnoughts. So this could be a pretty even fight. Alright, so I'm rearranging the order of my ships because I want Helgoland up front. Helgoland is the one that has a 3-kilometer torpedo range. They're the one that is refit, has the best of everything, so that's who I want to be in the lead here. We've actually already landed some hits on the battleship. Nothing major, though. Doesn't look like his guns are real big on that battleship. Still waiting for these guys to get into position. Would love to get a torpedo in the water right now because there's 2 ships that are in that area. And if nothing else, it would make them have to maneuver and throw their guns off for a little bit. Oh, we got one in front of us too. Ooh boy. Okay, that gets a little tricky now. Torpedo in the water. Don't expect anybody to hit at this distance, but I'm going to start maneuvering around here. Yeah, it's going to be way behind the Triumph. Actually, maybe we're going for the Marlborough with this torpedo. Nah. It's going to be right in between them. We're going to put another one in the water. I don't know what we think is going to happen there, but that's okay. Schwaben's getting into close quarters now with Triumph. Looks like they're all putting their guns on my big one right now. Makes sense. Go for the biggest threat. Come on, 11s. Nice. There's a little bit of an overpen, but that's okay. These are Mark II 11s. Here come the Weissenberg. He's coming straight at Triumph right now. Or Triumph's coming straight at him, I should say. I don't know why we haven't turned yet. This is, you can see, one of my older ships. Old battleship hull. Single 10-inch guns. Put a torpedo on this guy. What are you waiting on? There you go. He's got torps too. And he's going to put one into Weissenberg. Ooh, his did way more damage than me because I took 2 of them. That's okay. If any of the ships I was going to lose, it would be the Weissenberg. And they're taking a lot of flooding. But I think he killed Triumph in the process. Take him with you. There they go. He did. He took out Triumph. Now we've got 2 British ships back to back, which is perfect because if we overshoot the Marlborough, maybe we hit the other one. All right, Weissenberg was a suicide run in taking out the Triumph, but they did it. Hopefully that'll be the only one we lose. Why are we down to 5 knots? Speed back up, my man. And take out that battleship. Schwaben has this heavy cruiser right behind him here. There we go. There goes Marlborough. Now we just have the 2 heavy cruisers to deal with. All right, we've turned right into the path of the Pearl, who does have torpedoes, so not an ideal situation really, but nothing I can do about it now. I'm gonna start turning real hard here. he's going to hit me right in the front, but that's the perfect place to get hit. Oh, it was a dud anyway. And we hit him with one, which is going to sink him. I know ships are hers. I just say him when I'm talking about an enemy in games. It's just something I do. And no, Bismarck was not a him. Long story that I won't get into now on why that is. Alright, let's be careful not to get too close this time. We can't count on every torpedo that hits being a dud. And Helgoland's a decent battleship we want to hang on to. Come on, baby. Let's get a big hit with the 11-inch guns and finish him. That torpedo has no chance. Ah, it was blocked. Got some decent armor on the heavy cruiser. And he's landing some hits on me, too. Definitely making life difficult. He blew up some of my torpedoes. Might need to try switching over to HE shells here. Of course, we're missing anyway. Just start a bunch of fires on this guy. Man, very little success with my big guns. Really low percentage chance to hit. We got some damage. That's why it looks like we've got damage to our fire control. That's why. All right. I don't know if we'll get that repaired or not, but that's the issue that's keeping us from landing hits. He's still got a bunch of torpedoes, so I don't want to take a chance to get in closer to try and resolve that. So because we've got damage to the fire control on the Helgoland, I'm going to try to get the Schwaben in closer. Much better chance to hit. So we'll pull Helgoland away and maybe try to draw him closer to the Schwaben. And then we'll see if we can't have better chances with the 10-inch guns here. Looks like we're already getting a better percentage. So we'll turn, get ready for a good broadside. There we go, 52%, 54%. That's what we need. 60%. Our next shots are going to be really good chance to hit. 73, 75. No way these next ones miss. 86%. Oh, beautiful. It's a guaranteed hit coming in here. Over pen. Ah, that's all right. Still caused flooding. You know what, I'm going to switch to HE shells and see if we have any better luck with those. 97% chance to hit. Let's see what the HE do. Since we're over penning up this close. All right, here we go. Ah, we got partial pen. I guess it wasn't really any better, although we could give it another shot, but a lot of flooding happening. We probably are better off to have the AP shells because the AP will penetrate and maybe cause that flooding. We need to finish them. We're almost in torpedo range. Could get a torpedo hit here to be the coup de grace. Although I think we fired it too far out in front. Because he's not moving. Yeah. That's all right. They're done. All right, we got them. All right, it's been a good day so far. We lost just the one battleship, the Weissenberg, but that was an old one. Not too overly concerned about that. As long as we're racking up those crew losses and those victory points on the British, we're in good shape. Oh, here's a doozy. But this is the kind of battle that could really put a hurting on the British Navy if I can be successful here. Rhineland, Bayern, König Albert, and Kaiser. So again, none of these are my big Dreadnought battleships, which are the ones I'd really love to have for a battle like this. But we've got 3 British battleships, a whole bunch of heavy cruisers and light cruisers, destroyers, and torpedo boats. So this could be a tough one for us. But at the same time, if I can play this well, man, I really wish I could have one of my Dreadnoughts for this. But if we can do well here, might be ready to try and sue for peace with the British. We'll see. So here you have it. 3 battleships, 7 heavy cruisers, 4 light cruisers, 5 destroyers, 2 torpedo boats. A grand total of 21 British ships against our 5 battleships. So we've definitely got to play our cards right here and be super cautious. I think I'm going to put all 5 in one battle line. And he's apparently not all that close because we've got 30x on the speed to start. We're getting some collisions here somewhere out. Sounds like it was actually British ships that were colliding. Yes, you always get to hear those, even when they're too far away to have been heard. Okay, first sight of the enemy, and you can see all of our battleships have opened up on the lead ship. Not likely to get hits at this distance, but you never know. I've been trying to kind of zigzag back and forth to get my battleships all caught up to each other. I think we're finally there. It's a lot of firepower landed on that first ship right off the bat. And he's getting pummeled. A lot of over-penetration. Oh, there's a big hit on the second ship. Is that a battleship? Nah, it's a cruiser. I'm going to leave everybody on auto-targeting as much as I can. Since we've got 5 battleships, I want to let them all to pick their own targets, at least for the time being. And we definitely need to try and keep our distance as much as possible. Don't let them get in for a good torpedo run. Okay, we're going to start identifying ships now. Oh, beautiful hits. Torpedo boat making a run. Oh, he's in range. Okay. Let's turn. He does have a torpedo in the water. I'm going to turn and I'm going to slow down. Where'd that torpedo go? I lost it. Really strange. Oh yeah, light these guys up. Oh, we got a torpedo detonation on the Kaiser. We just lost all our torpedoes. Took some damage in the process. Ooh, this is crazy because there's so many ships firing. I think the Brilliant's in bad shape. We've got 1 destroyer down, a second one about to go. Alright, we sank 2 of his destroyers. That light cruiser, there's no way that they're not about to go. Jeez. How is he surviving? Answer, he's not. Alright, let's get a damage assessment on our ships. We're in good shape so far. Taking out his small, fast ships that are coming in close to us. Once we do that, and we can just turn this into a big ship duel, as long as we've got the ammunition left, we'll be okay. All right, we just took out a torpedo boat. He did get a torpedo in the water with his destroyer, but I do have torpedo avoidance on for my squadrons, so I think we're going to be okay here. See if we can take out this destroyer in the meantime. Got to be careful because König Albert's getting way too close. At that distance, he might not be able to avoid a torpedo that comes his way. Oh, he's out of torpedoes. All right, well, no fear of the destroyer then. Ooh, that was a big hit. 4.5 inch shell from a heavy cruiser. How are we not blowing this Patriot out of the water? There we go. We're overpenning with all of our small guns at this distance. Oh, there you go. 18,000 damage from a 13-inch shell at point blank range will do it every time. Okay, we got another light cruiser here, the Cleopatra. And then we got Champion, which is a heavy cruiser. We got Charybdis. I have no idea how to pronounce that one. Get better names for your ships, Brits. I kid. The British have amazing names for their capital ships. All right. We took out his light cruiser Cleopatra. The Warriors got some damage. Champion taking some damage. Here's the capital ships here, the battleships. Vanguard, Zealandia, Lord Nelson. We'll take care of them once we've dealt with the smaller threats. 3 heavy cruisers and a light cruiser that are all real close to me at the moment. Oh, there's a big hit on the Kaiser. 11-inch shell. Bayern now takes the lead. He's getting some torpedoes in the water on us now. There goes Warrior. We took out that heavy cruiser. I think Kent is going to be next because they got in way too close. Honestly, if we do lose the Kaiser, but we kind of hang on to everybody else, that won't be the worst thing in the world against a fleet this size. My goodness. What a mess this is right now because everybody's avoiding torpedoes. Look at all the fires on the Kent. There's a torpedo about to hit. It was a dud. Of course it was. We got to turn back. There's a torpedo coming this way. There goes Champion. There's another heavy cruiser down. Oh, Kaiser. I don't know if they're going to get on top of that flooding or not. I think we might have lost Kaiser. Okay, we've got 3 battleships. A light cruiser, a destroyer, a torpedo boat that just took mad damage. There goes Kaiser. Okay. I was afraid of that. Who are we shooting at? Oh, the Kent is still in there. We've got 2 battleships right here. The other 2 got separated. They're trying to finish off the Kent, but right now that might not be the best use of our weapons. Vanguard's coming in pretty darn close to me right now. Okay, Rhineland's good, König Albert's good, König and Bayern. Not really a lot of damage on any of my ships at the moment. Ooh. Avoid that torpedo, please. Yeah, he's good. Alright, there goes a destroyer. Man, finish the Kent. The Kent does not want to die. My goodness, he got in close and we have just pummeled him, but not been able to get any kill shots. There it is. Oh, nicely done, Koenig. I don't know why we're firing on the Zealandia instead of the Vanguard, which is the up front one here. Alright, I'm going to turn Byron back around, try to get this fleet connected again. Oh, beautiful. Big hits, big hits. Let's take a look at the Vanguard. He's got 11-inch guns, a lot of shells on this ship, so he can shoot for a while. But we took out his fire control, so that's really good news. Especially as he's in really super close right now to our battleships. So this is going about as well as I could hope right now. Obviously we lost one battleship, which is taking forever to sink, by the way. Zealandia's got some major damage. He's still got 2 light cruisers, a battleship, and a heavy cruiser in the background. There goes the first battleship, Zealandia. Wow! Oh, it was fire. Fire did them in. Because you can see they don't have a lot of structural or flooding damage right now. And Vanguard is burning like crazy too. He's got some real fire problems with these ships. Look at all that fire. Wow. And there goes Vanguard. Extensive fire. So we found the weakness with their ships. Okay, that leaves a ship way out that way. We're not going to worry about it. We haven't even identified. And then these 4 here. Okay, we're getting in close now. Heavy cruiser, 2 light cruisers, and the Lord Nelson. I bet it's not designed like the real Lord Nelson, which was one of those kind of weird ones that had the tower in the rear and all the guns up front. Koenig Albert's still kind of way back in the back. We're trying to get everybody up close together here. Oh, beautiful. There goes Raccoon. Wow. We're still okay on shells. It looks like we have a decent amount still. We are just wrecking the British Navy right now, and I love it. Here comes that other, at least one more ship. So the Koenig just scored a major hit on Lord Nelson with their big guns, and it penetrated in just the right way to cause some significant flooding. Although I don't think we're going to get any more flooding. So I'm looking to see if any of this is going to kind of spill over, but it looks like he's got pretty good bulkheads. So I don't believe that's going to happen. But one more good hit on Lord Nelson in just the right spot. Flood a couple of these compartments, and I think we'll have her. Oh, there's another compartment flooding. And more damage happening with some fires here, so maybe those fires will help that to spread. Yeah. I think the Nelson is toast. And that'll be their last battleship. Yep, they're done. Flooding is spreading. Nothing they can do now. There goes Lord Nelson. And there goes the Birkenhead. Ah, this is glorious. Okay, he just took his destroyer right in the path of König Albert, who dropped a torpedo on him and rammed him, and they very quickly sank. We've still got this light cruiser whose name I can't pronounce. And there's at least one more ship out there somewhere because I've seen shells coming in. Yeah, from out here in the distance somewhere. I just don't know who it is. Okay, so there were three more heavy cruisers out there that we didn't spot, and the battle ended. But look at that, 17,700 victory points, 5,200 British soldiers or sailors taken out, just 1,300 for us. Most of that coming on the Kaiser. But we sank 3 British battleships, 4 heavy cruisers, 4 light cruisers, 5 destroyers, and 2 torpedo boats. So let's take a look and see. Oh my gosh. All of that against one battleship. Why do I have just one battleship over there around the Spanish? I'm just going to auto-resolve it. We're probably going to lose the Hessen. But I'm hoping by auto-resolving. Oh, heavy damage. We actually survived that one. We got to get whatever battleships we have down here by the Spanish. Yeah, Hessen's by itself. Hessen, let's get you back to port as quickly as possible. We need to get... I'm sending a big fleet of battleships down to the English Channel to maybe take on the Spanish now that we're at war with them. That's a one-on-one battleship duel. I think we'll just avoid that one for now. So let's take a look. Where's the British fleet at this point as far as what they've got available to them? So they have 117 ships, which is far fewer than they used to have. They're building 45 more. They're repairing 47. So that's why they only have 117 in their fleet compared to 224 for the Americans. Total tonnage, 671,000 tons to our 428,000 tons. But their Navy power rating is pretty high still. 27 battleships, 55 heavy cruisers, so still a pretty major fleet they've got available to them. 2 months away from our next group of 5 Dreadnoughts entering the contest. 70,000 victory points to 18,000 for the British. All right, we're getting an ultimatum from the U.S. We're already taking on the British. We don't need to take on what is now the largest navy in the world. That's a lot of money. Yeah, we'll take the plus 20 relations. Is this the time to agree to peace with the British, or should we? No, we're about to get new Dreadnoughts. I want to keep fighting. Oh, here, speaking of Dreadnoughts, here's one of them. The Aguirre, one of our Dreadnoughts, is going to take on 3 British heavy cruisers. Yes, please. Okay, here we go. No fear, baby. 12.5-inch guns. Mark IIs. We're going to blow these guys out of the water, and we're going to do it in a hurry. There are some refits I could do to these guys. Once I have the other Dreadnoughts in the fleet, we'll probably send in the first ones for refit. Get some upgrades done. Let's go ahead and slow down so we can get a better accuracy. Up to 21, 22%. 28. It's getting better every time we fire. Oh, 1 shot, 1 kill, baby. 12,000 damage from those 12.5-inch shells. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Who's next? Does take a while to reload them, though. We do have 8-inch shells, which are not worthless in a scenario like this. Alright, we're at about 50% chance to hit, so there's a good chance at least one of them is going to land. Dropped to 36 because we took some damage to the tower. So it hurt our accuracy a little bit. Here come the 12s. Come on, baby. At least land. Oh, yeah. Bye-bye. Yeah, the flooding is going to take out the Thames. Incomparable. You are next. One salvo will do the trick. Do have to deal with this damage, though. And here we go. Fire it up, baby. There's a hit. Ah, nothing good. Gonna have to take 2 salvos to take out the Incomparable. The fires, oh no, we've got actually significant damage to our tower now, which is making the accuracy poor. Might make this take a little bit longer. I'm gonna have to armor up that tower some more. And the refit. Yeah, it's gonna be brutal trying to land hits from this distance with that damage. Alright, so he's making 19 knots at the moment. We're making 19.4. I think he's at 19.3, but there so we're in kind of a chase right now, but I just nailed him with a big hit that is either going to sink him or at the very least slow him down. Now they're down to 9 knots, so they can't get away at this point. It's only a matter of time. Worst case scenario, we've got him slowed down. We'll just come right up alongside him there at 11 knots. He's got damage to his rudder. See if our lead 12.5 inch. No, up to 45% accuracy now. There we go. Not much they're going to do to me, although they are causing some fires on board. So let's go ahead and start getting into a position where we can fire a broadside. Alright boys, let's do our thing here. 12.5 inch. Finish them. It's a tough angle, but we still have a 50-50 chance to hit. Boom. Partial pen. The angle's tough. We also got to be careful of torpedo range here because he does have torpedoes. Alright, they made me work for it, but we finally got Incomparable. So there we have it. Aguirre, one of our dreadnoughts, takes out 3 heavy cruisers. But it just seems like no matter how many ships of the British we sink, he's just going to build a bunch more. So we've got to try and get ahead of the curve a little bit and slow down the growth of the British. If we can knock the British down to size, then it becomes about the Germans versus the Americans for naval dominance in the world once we get to that point. Okay, we've gone into the design mode here. We're going to refit the Saxon class. One of the things I'd really like to do is move these turrets back. Which, as you can see, if you look over on the right, you see where the protection is, that inner belt, that citadel. And by having it out here, that means there's a lot more weight involved and a lot more protection involved. So if we move them back, it actually shortens the area that we have to protect for the inner part there. So now let's take a look and see what we're able to. We can go to multiple expansion steam engine 2. We can go to, what else do we have? Electric steering. Definitely upgrade to the Krupp armor, which is going to save us 1,000 tons, which is huge. Anti-torpedo 2. We're already, let's go to anti-flood 2. Citadel 2. These are all major updates here. I'm going to go standard ratio on the shells. Uh, 18-inch torpedoes. I still like the idea of going with the stereoscopic rangefinder one because it gives us the best long range. I feel like there was something. Oh, I wanted to protect the towers a little better, the conning towers, more than they were. Superstructure only has minimal armor, which is probably why we're taking that damage to the tower. So let's go ahead and just add a little bit of armor protection to that. What do we have as far as guns go? We've got 12.5-inch guns. We can go all the way up to 13 Mark IIs, but I think we're pretty good with what we've got right now. Those are definitely working. But we've got some weight to play with if we want it. Maybe add a little extra speed, which didn't really cost us that much in terms of weight, and we could add some armor. Actually raise the gun caliber a little bit. That'll add to the weight, but that'll also increase our accuracy and our range on these guns if we add to the length and the caliber. I think we're pretty good there. Now we're just going to go with some more belt. There's a little bit of a 4-weight offset, so let's add to the aft belt a bit. Try and balance that out. Okay, I like it. So there's the refit. We've got 2 available ships that we can refit right now. It's only going to take a month to do that, so let's go ahead and do that. 24 months on the next 3 that we have, and we've got 5 that are about to enter service with commissioning, 2 that are undergoing repairs. So our Dreadnoughts are pretty much all out of commission for the moment, but we're going to be in really good shape here pretty soon. Let's look at politics. Just want to look at how we're getting along with some of these other nations and what we might do to keep an eye on that. So the Americans and the French were pretty close to as far as war goes, so I want to try and improve relations with them if we can. Let's start with the Americans. They've got the biggest fleet. Okay, I think we're going to wrap this episode up with this encounter here, which is another really good opportunity to take out 4 more British battleships, a heavy cruiser, and 2 torpedo boats. And we've got one of our Saxon-class battleships, one of those Dreadnoughts, along with a refit Kaiser Barbarossa, and then a couple of Bismarcks, which are our smaller, kind of older tech. This is a good matchup. I like our chances here. Well, right off the bat, our very first salvo with our 12.5-inch guns landed a 781 damage shot on whatever his lead ship is. Doesn't appear to have done a lot of damage, though. But I like our odds here. Let's keep distance. Use our superior firepower. All right, Saxon, what do you got here? 24-inch or 24% chance to hit even from here. Beautiful. Wow! And the lead ship is down. That was beautiful. Oh, the accuracy is a nice thing. Love those coincidence rangefinders. Why is Saxon going after that ship? Oh, it's a destroyer. He's going after the immediate threat. Makes sense. Looks like that we're firing all of them at this guy. I'm going to try to take him out before he can get a torpedo on us. All right. We're going to fire the 12s. Let's see if he gets a torpedo in the water first, though. Nope. All right, back to the battleships. It's going to be a nice fleet-on-fleet action here. We got 4 battleships. 4 battleships. Right in a row, just like the old times. He's got another ship back there, but I'm not too worried about that. Here come our 12.5-inch shells. Major fires on the Mikasa. That's another one of those Japanese ships fighting for the British. He's coming in close now. I have a feeling our 97% chance to hit tells us that Mikasa is about to be blown out of the water by these next 12.5-inch shells. Ooh, we just took a big hit on the Saxon. That's not good. Ooh, that did not do the damage I hoped it would. I do not. Oh, there we go. Extensive fire. The British have a real problem on their battleships with fires. All right, Rhineland, be careful here. We got a torpedo boat coming at you. All right, torpedo boat's toast. That leaves 3 battleships. I think there's more out there as far as his torpedo boats go. Man, he's coming straight at us with the Yamashiro. That concerns me a little bit because at this close range, he could get lucky. Ah, not anymore. Extensive fires once again. These battleships for the British are just burning up. There's a torpedo detonation on the Akitsu. Major flooding. I think he's going to flood. Yeah, they're going to sink because of the flooding. Alright, let's get everybody after the Tosa now. Lovely. Ah, these British battleships are just no match. They can't take a beating because they burn. Saxon did take some damage, though. They're going to have to go in for repairs. This guy's going to flood before he burns. Bye-bye. Lovely. All right. Could not have gone better. Another major, major victory. 4 more British battleships, a heavy cruiser, and 2 torpedo boats, all taken out in very little time. So let's see where that puts the British, because they did have 45 new ships being built, as well as 45 more that were undergoing repairs. So we know they had 90 more ships. So they had around 200 ships in their fleet. So no matter what I've taken out, there's still a lot out there. Okay. So we have 29 ships in our fleet. We have 3 that are being built. We have 9 undergoing repairs, 2 undergoing refits right now. We got a bunch more missions we could take on, but what I want to see right now is exactly where we're at with the status. You know, only 29 ships in our fleet, but my goodness. The British have 129 available to them, 29 battleships, 57 heavy cruisers. They're building 42 more. They're repairing 32. But there's no way. Their yearly naval budget is $4.7 billion. What? What is mine? Yearly naval budget, $2.8 billion. Yearly army budget. That can't possibly be real, is it? These numbers? I have $1.8 billion in naval funds. What does he have? He's got $18 billion. Man, no matter what we do, it's like they never end. But look at their naval prestige. It's minus 114. They are humiliated right now. So that is huge. At some point, though, I mean, we're just going to have to try and get on top of these guys as far as the number of ships they have. No matter what we sink, they just seem to have more. We're going to have to do a naval invasion or something. But at the very least, with the humiliation we're putting on them with our victory points, I would think a peace settlement is going to just wreck them. We'll have to take a bunch of their ships and then scrap them or something, just so we can get on top of the number of ships he has. The Japanese do appear to have a bunch of ships in the channel here, so we'll have to go get after that a little bit. Let's take a look at research real quick. New control station research happening. What else could we put our money into? Hull construction, maybe. Gun layout might not be a bad idea. So let's focus on that. But we're going to wrap it up right there. Let me know your thoughts. Long way to go. Once we resolve this war, we'll have a time of peace. We can advance a little quicker through the timeline because we're only 15 years into this thing so far and a long, long way to go. Commissioning is about to be complete on a bunch of new ships. 5 new Dreadnoughts about to reach our Navy. All right, thanks for watching.